Big flex. It might be good. Just for a moment. Flex repeat, you say New York City. Express repeat, you say worldwide. You know the vibes. It's your guy. Where do we begin? I feel like it's important for us to have a greater understanding. Peace, peace. What's up? What up? What up? What do? What do? What do? What do? You know, I'm out here with your beautiful work on me. But peace to all my kindred out there. Peace to every and anybody. Got some thoughts on my mind, as usual, right? So I feel it's important that people express themselves, right? Express yourself entirely, but you got to find a way to communicate, if that makes any sense. Express yourself, but find your way of communicating. And it's not something that is a certain tone or a certain length as people would seem to think. Because if we were keeping it in a measure of length, then maybe you wouldn't be able to get your point across to the entirety that's necessary. And if we were keeping it in a certain tone, not saying that people are yelling and cursing and not saying that people are whispering, but that beautiful medium of self, then there would be necessary a space of understanding, right? But in this time and space, what I have encountered, what I've had the opportunity of being wise to, let's just say, is that people have a certain standard through exasperation or through entitlement. So you better not speak to them a certain way because of their social status or because of how they personally view themselves, which takes away from the human aspect of things. Like there's a basic that a brother and sister should know, what have you, on how to express to another, and within still keeping the same measures so that the people feel you. Because like if I write a song and I don't sing that song from my soul, you ain't gonna feel me. You'll hear the words, you ain't gonna understand it. It's not gonna be the bop. Feel me? So I say that to say this. Often you might run into spaces where you, in your found space of self, because there's the norm where you act a certain way and then you feel weird. One, finding self, true self. Because you already got to have an understanding of respect because you have self-respect. So you're there already. So respect isn't the issue. When you find that self, you start to understand, oh, okay, so my tone isn't really the ultimate factor of my message. But in fact, my spirit within saying something is the most important part. And if that the people around me have enough personal respect for self, then they'll give me enough space for expression. See? Unfortunately, we live in a space and a time where we're not given that patience. You can't buy patience. And patience is supposed to be given out for free. That came from Most High just now. It's like patience can't be bought, but you're supposed to give it away. You create patience, but yet instead you don't try to get tender or celebration, because that's tender. Getting someone to to notarize you or to notice you for your patience within a space that you should just be patient in isn't something that you should be proud of. Oh, yo, you held it down in that situation. Yeah. Seeing that you was cool and but maybe you should be speaking, you know? So patience is a double-edged sword. It can be confused with passive silence, passive aggressive silence. So don't get it twisted because you're not saying something that you're not saying something. You understand? It's as easy as knowing that your back can be turned to an individual that walked into the room at any proximity and you could feel the energy, what have you. Not to make an assumption, but this is just your sensory being. eyes, skin, all that, smell, taste, all that. So of course you're going to pick up on the energies around you. And I think that that's the important part for people to remind themselves when encountering other individuals, especially those individuals who are consistent with how they language. It's real dynamic. Not consistent in what they said to you, like they remembered a sentence or a narrative, but they can say something 6 billion different ways and it's still the same resonance. I've never been, and maybe this is to a fault sometimes, I've never been an individual that will lie down and just submit to nonsense. I will withdraw myself, and if I don't have the opportunity to withdraw myself, I'm going to express myself. And then the third level is that if I choose to stay in the arena, I'm going to voice myself, but I'm going to keep a certain proximity because I know that these emotions that are not related to will be a failure. Not peace, not the expression of self, because please, you must make mistakes. You must poorly express yourself in a moment in order how to understand to supremely express yourself furthermore. But if you don't have a space to do that, you're never truly going to learn, because we're a collective. So you have to be around people that really want to grow and not be dictators. Because you can see it in how someone stands in their leadership of whatever they're driving. And we could be driving the same type of thing, vitality and water, but harmony and vibration are the most important things in success. Vibration through the thought. Harmony is collected because the communication is on point. Because communication ain't just what I'm saying, it's what you're hearing. How you're hearing it. What you're thinking of before we even have the conversation to engage with each other. Many dynamics that go into a collective, into harmony. It's unfortunate to look at individuals a certain type of way. There are individuals who I've had to look at a certain type of way because of their physical reactions and responses I've seen personally, that I've personally seen, that I've let go. I don't expect them to be that person, but maybe they might be that person. I'm not going to concern myself with that. If I see the individual again, unless it's like a blatant individual, you know this person steals. You know this person lies. You know what I'm saying? Or this person is known for having issues with sisters or brothers or whatever, what have you. Let's not be specific, but you know the vibes. Not the narrative of collectives. Because remember I was speaking about good vibes only at one point and how toxic that actually is. That we're dismissing people's poor behavior because we just want to have a good time. Because we just want to look like, oh, we in shine. I'd rather look like, yo, he's a dick yesterday, so that tomorrow people will be like, oh, okay, I see why he was a dick there. Damn, I can respect that. And it builds their character. Because my character's already built. I already know where the fuck I stand. You know what I mean? But for individuals to see that fragrance, and maybe I'll be wrong, so the wise are looking as well. And guess what the wise don't do? They don't mistreat the mistaken individual. They assist the mistaken individual. And they don't preach to the mistaken individual. They walk with them. Because that's how you graduate. Say less. Let me fold this real quick. You smoking on out there, flex and repeat, you say New York City, you know the vibes. Like, don't get it twisted, yo. I study philosophy, I study a lot of different things that aren't even in connection with each other. I do that for my own personal enjoyment. But at the basic, we don't need none of that. What we really need is honor, truth, respect. Things can be done if you concentrate on them well enough. It's easy to do things. Don't think you can't do anything. You're the master of your own time and space. Heard? You're the what? Embodiment of infinite possibilities. So you can do anything you concentrate on and habit. Concentration and habit can turn you into a master, or could turn you into it'll turn you into a master as well. It can turn you into a master of harmony or a master of disharmony. Flex. Should just shut it off on that. But before we leave, because I'm rolled up and it's time to dip, I want to say beautiful vibes, gracious vibes. Ain't no enemies. Ain't no adversity. You understand? Not when you look at me. Not when you approach me. It's impossible. You couldn't take from my family. We're protected. And anything you take from me is given. Because I'm going to gain wisdom from it. But the reality is that we can only be the masters of our time and space by engagement. We can only be that true beacon of harmony by engagement. So be truthful. Be truthful with yourself when you wake up in the morning, so that when you engage with real ones, honesty just is everywhere. We're protected. You wake up in the morning, that's your gift. Enjoy it. Have a good time. Don't spread rumors. Work. Make your work towards worth. Towards your own personal wealth. That has nothing to do with your family. Has nothing to do with the family you're going to create. It has nothing to do with anything else but you and Most High. Most High. That's it. You. Me. We are the masters of our own time and space. We are the embodiment of infinite possibilities. Set forth your mind in gracious spaces so you can be abundant. Flex. I love y'all. I need y'all just as much as we need each other. Let's be collective. Let's be clear. Let's be honest. Let's not be in fear and stand there and stare at people without showing love. I appreciate y'all. Jiname, Ashe. Big flex. And you say, Yo, Kapila, you already know the vibes.